right, welcome back. We're going to be finishing up this Ramona therapist call today. Let's go.
All right, so I'm going to start. Okay, so I'm going to play. All right, so I'm going to start playing them.
Just a real quick recap. They have the therapist. He got off the call so that Ramona could talk to Lorne in private because Ramona supposedly just found out about all the decoy calls. They're going to listen to them now.
I don't know if the CD player works in this car or not.
Don't worry about it. I got it. I'm going to play them.
Hello?
As soon as this
Hey,
loads.
that was quick.
Hey, honey.
How you doing?
I'm doing
buffering
good.
is
How
so
are you
annoying.
doing?
I'm pretty good.
I
Can get the
was
CD
waiting
going this
for
one here?
you.
Don't worry about the
I'm
CD. I
waiting
have
for
the
you to
call.
call, Precious. What took you so long?
Don't worry about it because you're getting it from the
I had to
internet.
find the phone.
I don't remember 6 phone
Oh.
calls.
Well, if it's your voice, I'll
I'm
assume that
sorry.
they're the calls that you had
About
with the
what?
decoy.
That it took me so long to call.
Well,
It bothers me because I don't remember
don't
6
be
phone
sorry about
calls.
that.
I remember
I knew you were going to call.
maybe
I just
3. I don't
anxious.
remember 6.
I'm sure you'll remember them after you hear them.
Huh?
I'm sure he fucking won't.
I
I
don't
was
even
talking
want
to
to hear
you.
You was talking to me?
Yeah.
I was
I
talking
want
to
you
you.
Well, I
to.
can, I can have Mary play them
Pretty
for me, or
voice.
I can listen to them.
No.
Aw, thank you.
All right,
You're
then.
welcome.
I do want you to know
So do
about
you
it
have a
because I want you to
portable?
know everything.
Okay.
See, he doesn't remember any of the bad things he ever does. And he says a million times, whenever they ask him to give an example of one of the things he's claiming, he always has such a terrible memory, he can't remember shit. But then all of a sudden, when we're playing a decoy call, which is his excuse me, his fucking voice. I mean, like, this is before the era of like AI voice cloning, so that's not a thing, Lauren. Like, you think technology is still stuck in 2007, but you think that they have the ability to fucking clone your voice perfectly? So, yeah, forgetting is a defense. Like, if he doesn't remember doing something, he didn't do it. But at the same time, if he doesn't remember this, then that means that it's doctored because his memory is perfect. But also, he has a terrible memory.
I wish we would have done it a long time ago.
Yeah, Cordless.
So you didn't do this a
Sorry.
long time ago, and so now.
Well, I keep calling it portable. It's close. Both. So are you looking at me right now too?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are you thinking?
What do you think?
I'm thinking I wish I was there with you right now. If I was, you'd be naked.
I'm still
Really?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Would you want to be?
I guess so.
Okay. Would you want me to be?
If you wanted to.
Look at how they railroaded this poor man. It's just entrapment. I mean, look, this decoy is basically just tricking him into saying all these things, you know? For fuck's sake, dude. Yeah, this is a great example of you not being able to say no, right? Where the decoy is not even saying okay. She's like, I guess, I mean, if that's what you want. Like, she doesn't even sound happy about it. Fucking creep.
Of course I want to. Of course I want to be naked with you. I love you. Why wouldn't I want to be naked with you?
Lorne.
Too.
Am I making you blush?
A little bit, yeah.
So your parents are supposed to leave on the 18th?
Lorne, do you hear
Yeah,
this?
they'll be gone for about 4 days.
Yeah, I do.
Huh?
You
They'll
do?
be gone about 4 days.
For about 4 days.
Yeah.
So, do you know what time they're going to leave on the 18th?
No, but I'll let you know.
I would hope so. See, isn't it going to be a lot better now that I've quit my job?
What?
I said, it's going to be a lot better now that I've quit my job.
What'd you quit?
Because the guy pissed me off. He tried to tell me what to do. He tried to tell me that I can't talk to other people that work in the building. I told him, well, basically, I told him fuck himself.
Yeah, I'm sure that's exactly what happened, Lorne. It wasn't, hey, Lorne, you haven't fucking made a single sale, and all you do is go around and talk to all the young-looking women in the office and distract them. So we're gonna need you to get back on the phones, buddy. And Lorne was like, okay, sir, sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't need it." And then he got fired. So basically, he said, fuck you, like a bad boy. Your 13-year-old girlfriend's gonna be so impressed with how you quit your job at a call center.
That's pretty stupid.
Yep.
What he said.
Huh?
I mean, what he said.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe you tried to tell me that who I could talk to and who I couldn't.
So what you gonna say?
Lorne, is this your voice?
Huh?
What do you?
Yeah, it is.
Panties and bra. A little bit of static, so I couldn't hear you.
Sorry. This phone's goofy.
Phone's goofy?
Yeah. Yeah, I really do.
I really do too. That'd be very nice.
I hope
Lorne,
so.
did you say all this? Lorne,
Huh?
did you say all this?
Yeah, I did.
All right, let's listen some more with these. I hate buffering. I swear YouTube is so slow.
See, he doesn't deny this, so what's the point of denying the others? This is plenty bad enough, dude. Like
That's so sweet.
why would people, they see this call and then they're like, "Oh man, this guy's a horrible, disgusting pervert creeping on a 13-year-old. I'm going to fake an extra minute of him doing the same thing. That'll really get him." It doesn't even make sense. Like, if you're going to deny it, at least deny this, because this is pretty goddamn fucking bad already. And also, this call alone destroys all credibility you have for you never were planning on doing it, because you were literally planning on doing it right now. This is you planning it, Lorne, and you just said it was you. What argument can you possibly have? I knew this shit was going to make me mad. I'm sorry. I'm going to try to keep it going.
Thank you. I got a stupid question.
Huh?
I don't know.
Oh, you want to see him?
Yeah. I'm really stupid.
Why?
You asked me about the garage.
Yeah? You have one.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
what about Bud, though? Don't be sorry. I love that you called. I was praying. I looked at the caller ID. If it was anybody else, I wasn't going to answer the phone.
Oh, that's okay. I still love you.
Huh?
I said that's okay. I still love you.
Oh, good. You better.
Sure.
You cut out a little bit of static, so I couldn't hear.
I'm just wearing a pair of blue jeans and a t-shirt.
Oh, what color panties and bra?
White.
White. You're gonna wear white until you see me, aren't you?
Yeah. I said I would.
I love you.
I love you too.
Don't you wish you were here with me right now?
Yeah, I really do.
I really do too. That'd be very nice.
I hope so.
So we gotta be like really careful about doing this.
Uh-huh.
Your neighbors aren't gonna be there either.
Oh, no, there's only on the side of me, it's a really small neighborhood. It's only 4 houses.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and there's this there's like this wooded area behind me. It's not a lot of woods, but it's a little bit. And on the other side of me, there's like this road, but I don't know where it leads there. Well, they're not right across the road, but
Be smart.
I sound really stupid. Sorry.
You don't sound stupid. You sound smart. That's what you sound like.
I mean, Lorne wouldn't be attracted to a stupid 13-year-old. You gotta be mature for your age, right? That's always what they say, right? Fucking mature for your age. Also, Lorne, I don't think I've ever heard a 13-year-old refer to them as blue jeans in my life. Like, that right there, that gave the game away as far as I'm concerned. That's like, that's something that you don't say if you're under the age of 30, I'm pretty sure.
You're my girl. You must be smart.
Oh, that's a good one.
And you know you look very beautiful, too.
Neighbors are supposed to go on a cruise.
When I come get you anyway.
Oh.
Yeah, wouldn't. That'd be really nice. You be ready?
Yeah, I'll be ready.
You're probably ready to come here right now, aren't you?
That'd be nice.
Yeah, wouldn't. That'd be really nice. You want to see him again?
Yeah. Will you pay?
See if I can get this to.
Okay.
You're only about an hour away from me.
Okay. So what time do you think maybe you'll get there? No, they didn't tell me yet. They just...
Mm-mm. It'll be all right because then you just leave me a message and so that I'll know, so that I'll get the message. Then
I'm gonna see you too.
I'll see. I'll be staying. I'll stick right around the house just about all that day anyway, or before I can leave here. But huh?
Where are we going again?
Down here to my house.
Hang on a second.
I'm kidnapping you, honey, remember? You're gonna go sleep on my dog hair floor.
Huh?
Okay, sorry. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking. I wish I was there with you right now. If I was, you'd be naked.
Really?
Yeah. Would you want to be?
I guess so.
Okay. Would you want me to be?
If you wanted to.
Of course I want to. Of course I want to be naked with you. I love you. Why wouldn't I want to be naked with you?
I love you too.
Am I making you blush?
A little bit, yeah.
So your parents are supposed to leave on the 18th?
Yeah, they'll be gone for about 4 days.
Huh?
They'll be gone about 4 days.
For about 4 days?
Yeah.
So, do you know what time they're going to leave on the 18th? Now that I've quit my job?
What?
I said, it's going to be a lot better now that I've quit my job.
Why'd you quit?
Because the guy pissed me off. Like doing construction work, like carpentry and stuff like that.
What am I wearing?
Yeah, what are you wearing? Horrible. When I had my own business.
Yeah, I said I would.
Bruh.
This is Ramona skipping around, not me, just in case you guys were wondering.
I'm really careful about doing this.
Why do they keep repeating over and over?
Okay.
I don't know. It's
And,
kind of...
then we'll go
I don't
on.
remember that.
Hold on a second. Say again?
I don't remember that phone call.
So you're saying that one didn't happen?
I don't believe it did. That's what seems a little too weird.
What do you mean? You're saying that this isn't your voice?
I'm saying it's my voice, but it's manufactured. I didn't make
In
that
what
phone
way?
call. and everywhere because I didn't take that phone call. I'm quite positive I talked to her 2 or 3 times.
I was skipping around because there's more footage. I was skipping around. Are you really denying the call?
I think that was his big out. He was like, well, this can't be a real phone call because I don't remember going back and repeating myself exactly, and I don't remember skipping around on the phone call itself. Honestly, right now, I'm sure there's more than enough data on Lorne's voice out there that you could train an AI to be pretty goddamn convincing. Like it would get the mini syllables and everything if you got like the pro version.
I don't remember that
Call
one.
me, okay?
Okay.
Your parents won't be home.
Can we?
Right.
I'm gonna work on that. Getting the CD player working because
Yes.
I get all the calls.
So,
I get all the DVDs.
so can,
Yes.
so here's my thing though,
Okay.
because you told me that you never wanted to go,
Can't stay alone since they're in the
and
living room watching TV.
Yeah,
I knew I didn't want to go.
Yeah.
but you
Are you
just
anxious?
were talking about how excited you were to go.
I know, and I don't understand. Explain.
Lauren, I
I
mean,
got what out of in. What can I say, Ramona? I went to the house. I'm reliving something constantly from 10 years ago. I'm not going to keep reliving it.
okay, Lauren, I have to figure out a way to defend this. And you're making it difficult for me because you're not telling me the truth.
I'm telling you the truth.
There's
For a
6
long time, I was just playing, and I wasn't going to go. Even right up to that night, I was not going to go. I was supposed to go out with a friend for my birthday down to karaoke.
Lauren, you didn't have a
Lauren.
friend. Come
In the
on.
last minute, I decided to go.
Okay, but Lauren, you said you were going to play the calls, and now, and so you went to play the calls, and somehow you forgot to use how to use a CD player. Then
No, I didn't forget that. No, listen to me. I didn't forget how to use CD player. It's Uncle Richard's CD player. I don't know what's wrong with it. I've never played a CD in it before. His cassette player doesn't work. On the radio works.
I mean, oddly enough, all CD players usually work the same.
Get mad, Lauren. That'll help
Yeah,
you.
well, that's what I thought too. But I can't get that thing to work, and I don't know what it's doing.
Hold on a second.
But it's going right to the thing, but it's not. The volume's not coming out of it.
Hold on a second. It's buffered a little bit more.
I'm glad you're coming.
Are you anxious to touch my penis?
Oh, good fucking.
Yes.
Huh?
Can't stay alone since
Sorry. Oh my god. I took a hit at exactly the fucking wrong time.
they're in the living room watching TV.
Yeah, I know. It's a bummer.
Yeah.
Are you anxious?
Yes.
I can't believe this fucking call.
I'm glad you're coming.
Are you anxious to touch my penis?
Oh,
I won't
God.
say that ever again.
Didn't expect me to ask you that over the phone, did you?
I didn't think I heard that.
I don't want to listen to any more of them.
Okay, now you don't want to listen to him. Would you rather me listen to him with you or with Barry? Because I don't want him to come.
I would rather you listen to him with me in person.
I don't want to listen to these in person because I don't want to associate your face.
I'd rather we listen to it in person so that I can really punctuate these arguments I'm making with a little fucking backhand slap. You know? Like, I mean, I'm sure he would cry afterwards and say how he didn't really mean it and he wished he didn't make him do it. But that's what he means. Every time he says, I wish we could do this in person, just substitute, I wish you were here so I could fucking smack you around until you listen to me.
He's called. It's better for me if I listen to him over the phone with you, not in person, and I don't have to see your face and hear you talk like this.
Ten years ago is not me today.
Lorne, But the thing is that this is something, Lorne, this is
something I did 10 years ago.
okay, but Lorne, I get that I get that this was 10 years ago, but it's kind of hard for me. Okay, Lorne, you have to understand something. You have always told me that you didn't want to go to that house. And
I still stand by that because I did not want to go there.
Okay, you've always told me that you didn't want to go. You have always told me that you were not going to have sex with her. You even told me one time, a long time ago, that you went because she was home by herself and you were worried about her and you wanted to make sure she was safe.
I mean, anyone could have come over. A pedophile could have come over. He had to protect her.
That was the reasons that I went, too.
You went to make sure she was safe, but before you went...
Then I was all freaked out. I know what I did. I don't need to keep reliving it.
Okay, but Lorne, you might not want to relive it, but I've brought you into my world, and now I'm living it.
And you brought
what?
Barry into your world, too. He can't shut up. He's constantly doing everything to put me down.
What does Barry have to do with this?
You and I agreed a long time ago that we would listen to these things in person when you were here.
Lauren, I did not know that they existed. I did not know that you had phone conversations with her.
A long time ago, I told you I had CD, DVD.
You said you had, you know what? You said you had CDs.
You can listen to them.
You said you had CDs. I thought that you had CDs of your interrogation. I had no clue. I could not have fathomed in a million years that there were phone conversations between you and her.
I probably intentionally blocked the phone conversation.
Hey, I gotta go.
Not all about them.
I'll take and start going up to get you.
Probably intentionally did that.
Okay, so you intentionally did that.
Yeah, see, that's what I mean. If you intentionally block this out, if you say that one time, you instantly lose the ability to make the I don't remember it, so it's manufactured argument. You just said you intentionally remember painful things or intentionally forget painful things. So then how can you say I don't remember it is a defense that it didn't happen? It's so stupid. He contradicts himself like over and over again and then gets mad when you're not buying it. Like,
see,
I'll
stick right around.
Now it's brought back up into your memory. And you don't think I have a right to hear them?
Because I think you have a right to hear them. But whether we would have been in person.
It'll take me about an hour before I can leave here, but about an hour after you call me, I'll take and start going up to get you. Okay.
the juxtaposition between giddy Lorne back then and angry present day Lorne is funny how they keep cutting in over each other.
To Nashville.
Sorry. I'm just so excited to get to see you.
I'm excited to see you.
And I did what I did, and I can't take it back. As much as I wish I could, I can't take it back. Did what I did. I paid my price for it. I continuously paying my price for it. It was church talk bullshit.
Well, the problem is...
I will not go back on YouTube again.
It would all stop if he just
took responsibility. It doesn't have anything to do with YouTube. The problem is that I'm now paying for these things that you did because I can't I can't convince. Because Lorne, you never once told me that there were phone calls. You never told me that there were phone calls.
I told you, I probably intentionally blocked them out. I didn't want to remember them. I didn't want to remember anything about it. I wish I could block the whole fucking thing out. But obviously, I can't do that.
But Lorne, so you wish you could block it out, et cetera, et cetera. But here's the thing. You tell me all these things about how you're innocent because you didn't want to go. You're innocent because you didn't plan on having sex. You're innocent because you didn't mean to do anything. But then I hear phone calls completely contradicting that. And I mean, yeah, you can say that you blocked them out. And honestly, if I was talking to Barry and you said that, I would say well, Lorne blocked it out. But I'm not talking to Barry. I'm talking to you.
What?
Are you in the shower yet? Try to
I
make
mean,
sure you're
I don't
ready.
buy that for $5. I mean, you didn't forget that
You're
there were phone
welcome.
calls.
You there? Good phone
Deep inside, I
kisses.
didn't forget.
Huh?
What?
Funny to him. I said, deep inside, I probably didn't forget. I was, evidently, I was really trying to.
But so it's another lie. And
It's not a lie. I didn't tell you because I intentionally probably was trying to not remember.
how do you expect me to handle this? I don't even know what to say.
Ramona, I don't know what to tell you. I am trying to be completely honest with you about everything. There were phone calls. I probably intentionally blocked them out. I probably didn't tell you because I was probably trying to block them out myself.
But if it
I
was
didn't want to remember them because they grossed me out.
if it was intentional, then that's your fault, fucker. And like he keeps like, oh, I don't need to be reminded of it. I relive it every day. But Lorne, you still haven't learned the lesson from it. Like he's like, oh well, I know it and I don't need to hear it. The reminder, I'm always reminded of it, and also I don't remember it, and it bothers me every day, and I intentionally forgot it. It's just complete cognitive dissonance at all times.
I haven't even listened to the CD. And I know what the CDs are because it's named right on. They
Good
wrote right on
phone
what they were.
He hasn't even fucking listened to the CDs, and this is what he's so sure is going to fucking exonerate him of everything.
I don't care. Give me one anyway.
The DVDs I did watch.
We just
Those
go
were edited. I know
Kinda.
those were edited because I know what's missing from it.
Lorne, I mean,
Okay.
I don't
I
want
didn't
help me
know.
out.
I
finish my cigarette in my cup.
There is
Want me to
nothing
see
to
you?
help
Want to see me do
out.
it?
I can't defend what I did wrong.
Lorne, I'm trying to make something of this. Okay,
I don't want you to lie for me. What I did was wrong. I did that stuff. It was 10 years ago. It was a completely different person. A very messed up person.
Lorne, how did I meet you?
Everyone knows that every decade you get a full reset and you're a totally different person than you were. I mean, I'm a lot younger than Lorne, and a decade ago, like, I still was fucking an adult, you know? And, like, have I changed since then? Sure. But, like, that's not, I would never say that was a totally different person. Like, it's so stupid. And it's like, especially when you're as old as he is, 10 years ago. Oh, you mean like when you were 40? Like, I don't think everybody keeps fucking growing and changing at the same rate they do when they're a kid, into their fucking middle ages. Especially you, who stopped growing when he was 14.
You texted me.
How did I know that you existed?
Was it a card or from the registered sex offender list?
Okay, so I met you from the registered sex offender profile, and I messaged you. Okay? That alone should have told you that I knew that something had happened that was of a sexual nature and that was illegal. So now the fact that you decided that you were going to lie to me and make me look like an idiot. I look like a complete idiot tonight on the phone with my therapist and with my brother. I looked like a complete idiot. Because
he mentioned the phone calls to you before.
he mentioned it before, and I thought it was just one phone call. And then I didn't know.
because I had already told you there was only 2 or 3. I knew there wasn't 6. I know damn well there wasn't 6.
And okay, it doesn't matter if there was only one. But the fact of the matter is that I hear you talking about your penis with what sounds like a really young child.
10 years ago. I did that 10 years ago.
But I'm trying to make.
I'm not hiding anything from you. I didn't lie to you because I intentionally blocked it out myself. I didn't lie to you about it. I didn't want to remember shit. And I can't help but remember shit when people bring it up.
Lorne, but the problem is, and I've told you this before, and, you know, again, if Barry was on, I would never say this to you. I would never let him hear me say anything like this to you. But it's just you and me, and I want to say this to you. There are certain things that I've told you. There are certain things that you can do and certain types of crimes that you can commit that are kind of irredeemable. And crimes against children and sex crimes are 2 of the main ones. And so you're saying that it's 10 years ago, but it's the kind of thing, I mean, if you robbed a bank 10 years ago, right? If you robbed a bank, no one would care. Because, I mean, what'd you do? You committed you served, let's say, 5 years. You committed a federal type crime. I mean, assuming it wasn't like armed robbery or anything. Or, I mean, if you stole a pair of shorts from Walmart or something, again, no one would care 10 years later. Even if you stole a car. Even if you dealt drugs. Even if there's all sorts of things that you can do committing crimes. There's all sorts of felonies that you can commit in, let's say, 2017, and then in 2027, no one's going to give a shit. They're just not. But a crime against a child is not one of those things. And you're giving me something really hard to grapple with.
What do you want me to say? I did wrong with what I did. There's nothing that I can say more about it.
Well, I mean, the first thing you can do is stop trying to say that the calls were manufactured. That's probably the first thing.
I know there weren't 6 of them.
Okay,
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, but you heard what. It doesn't matter if it was 6. I mean, it says 1 through 6. It doesn't matter if it was 6 or if that was just one long phone call that I just played. The fact of the matter is that it's not manufactured. Those are things you said. And I don't know how to. I'm really upset, Lorne.
You think I'm not?
Yes, I met you after seeing your registered sex offender profile, but I didn't think that there were these things in your past.
Those things are all from that sting. That thing that I constantly try to forget, that I cannot forget. People from the internet don't let me.
Lorne, you're not.
I am on probation because I go to see a therapist. Because I have this class that I go to. I cannot forget.
And as soon as you have one conversation with the guy, you immediately understand why people are so hardcore about not letting him forget. Because if he could, he would fucking completely wipe it out of his memory. He would go to fucking Recall with Arnold Schwarzenegger and get his memories adjusted so that he didn't have to remember it. He would go to the fucking eternal sunshine of the spotless mind. Am I right? Like, you have to keep reminding him, because if you don't, he's gonna act like he never did it. He's going to fucking talk about how he never did it, how he never meant to do it. Ramona's got a good point here. I think that, like, I mean, maybe prison sentences aside, I think most people would rather be known as a convicted murderer than a convicted pedophile. Just because, I mean, like, there are situations when killing somebody is reasonable, it's called for, you know? Like, I mean, so your life is in danger. Somebody's threatening your kid, you know, they break into your house and you fear for your life, then, like, you know, you killed them. Or even if it wasn't justified, it's like, well, you know, I can understand, like, you killed the guy and that's not right, but like he did some fucked up shit to you, so I kind of at least get it. There are zero circumstances when a sex crime against a child is justifiable. Even Lorne, even if that kid is in danger of going to do drugs and the only way to get her away from that is with your wiener, even then it's not justifiable, my dude. Like, he acts like people should be like, he treats his fucking horrible sex crime from when he was 37 the same way he treats like his DUI from 2004, where it's like it was a long time ago, you know, like it wasn't a big deal. It hasn't happened since. I mean, of course, those are all lies, as we know, because he crashed into a house and kept drinking and driving for years. But, like, you know what I mean? It's like, this isn't one of those crimes that you can just kind of be like, look, I was young and foolish and I, you know, tried to rape a child. Okay, don't worry about it. Like, I went to jail, and at some point in jail I stopped being attracted to children, so it's all good now. And then, like, he wants to get indignant that he's being grilled about it. Like, dude, wh- I just don't understand what he thinks the world owes him, you know?
There are things that I try to block out, but I don't have to relive everything.
Lorne, you're not even on the internet anymore.
But like hell, I'm all over the internet.
I mean, I'm sure there's still videos and stuff like that from like parodies that people have made, but you
Yeah, I know.
are not on the internet. So whatever they're doing is not affecting you. You're not on the internet.
That's why I won't go on YouTube again. I will not do videos again. They want to hear from me? Oh, well, I don't care. They're not going to hear from me.
Okay, but what is that? That has nothing to do with this.
He's disappointing all of his fans. You guys, you guys fucked up. You want to hear me perform I Loved Her First? It's not going to happen. Now are you happy? This is what you get. It's like when he's like, look, if Jamie, if you don't stop doing porn, then I'm going to take this dick away. I'm going to stop sending you 30 pictures of my fucking small bent flaccid shaft in the shower every morning. Like, that's something that can you know, like, that's a reward that missing out on would be a big deal for her. He just, I don't understand where he gets this valuation of himself as a person. It's not based on any actual reality. It's all completely made up. It's like, it's it's kind of insane.
It's all based around that. People are obsessed with me because of that stupid show. Because I got caught up in that stupid mess. My head was fucked up. And I did a fucked up thing. I don't care to go on YouTube again to relive any of it. I don't care how obsessed people are with me.
I want to play some more of the call.
I think it was like 9:30. I looked at my clock and I stopped.
And of course, it's going to take forever to buffer.
Just about everything.
I was gonna say, geez, don't lose me here. I don't want an hour.
Yes.
You want to see me do them? You'll be able to do it tonight too. I'm quite sure I will. Huh?
What are you gonna be picking me up in again?
I think the thing that disturbs me the most
Huh?
What are you
is
supposed to bring in the
that the
bag?
lies that I have
Your
uncovered
extra pair of
tonight
panties.
have been
Changed my
twofold.
mind.
One,
What lies?
You know what?
one,
One in the lies.
Where's mine?
One in the lies. I know I had told you about
You
the
there?
phone calls
Yeah, I'm
before.
here.
I told you that we were listening to them together.
Okay, where's
When you
my
come
kiss?
up, meet me. And I would bring the
Where's your
CDs and the
kiss?
DVDs so you could listen to the CDs and you could see the DVD. You
I
could
need
see
to take a
everything
shower
that I
before I
had.
go.
There were no lies.
I gotta take
I was
one
completely
too.
gobsmacked the other day when he said something about calls. And when he said that there were calls, I didn't know what I expected to
Okay.
hear. I
I'm gonna
didn't
put $20 more.
have anything
Okay, just as
I
long
didn't have
as you're
anything
sure
in mind.
What time
But
do
when
you
I
think you're
heard
gonna get here?
what I heard tonight,
I'm gonna take a shower, and
I mean, Lorne,
then I'm gonna.
are you still going to try to tell me that you didn't want to go to the house after those calls?
I know I did not want to go to the house.
Are you still going to try and tell me that you didn't want to have sex?
I still try to understand why I even went.
Are you still going to try and tell me that you didn't want to have sex? Let me play some more. Hang on.
Why? Why? How many more with those? I'm not going to keep reliving this shit.
You getting one yet?
No, not yet. I wanted to find out what time you were gonna be here.
And then I have to go to Walmart really quick to get them things so I don't get you pregnant. The ones that you're not going to be wearing.
Huh?
And what are you supposed to bring in the bag?
What do you mean?
What are you supposed to bring in your bag?
Overnight clothes?
Yeah. And
And tell me, remind me.
your extra pair of panties.
My white panties, right?
Yeah, the ones that you're not going to be wearing.
That's so weird, Lauren, because you said that you didn't ask for like old underpants, like that Dustin McFedrick's character. I mean, not that it makes a difference. Like, even the stuff that he's admitted is bad enough. It's just like even the stuff that he thinks helps him and doesn't. He's still lying about it for some reason. I don't know.
I thought you wanted me to wear those.
I did, but then I changed my mind. I was like,
Okay.
Oh, my God.
I don't want to hear any more of them.
So, you weren't going to have sex, Lauren?
You keep hounding me about it.
Lauren, just admit it to me, and I'll consider breaking off the break.
Admit what to you? That I was fucked up? I've already admitted to you that.
Lauren, just admit that you were going to have sex. It bothers me that I hear stuff like that, and you say that you weren't going to.
It bothers me that I know I didn't want to go there.
Okay, but why were you going to get
I
condoms
still went
and
there.
have sex?
I'm going
Why,
to keep dealing with this crap.
Lauren, you are not going to keep dealing with this crap. What am I supposed to say to my mother? Oh, God.
But I was wrong. There's nothing different that I can tell you. I did what I did. I said what I said. There's no way for me to defend any of that.
Yeah, but you keep saying what you're not.
NBC has me right by the balls.
Okay, but so it's NBC's fault?
It's my fault that I started talking to her. I realized how screwed up I was.
Okay, so
What are you trying to get me to say, Ramona?
I don't know, Lorne, because I
I'm
didn't.
not going to tell you anything different than what I've already told you. I know I did not want to go there.
And you had no
understand. I don't understand to this day why I did.
And you have no intention of having sex.
Why do you keep trying to get me to say shit?
No, I'm just saying what you've said to me so many times. You have said to me many times that you had no intention of having
And
sex.
I still say I had no intention. I had no intention of going there. What I was doing was all talk. I had no intention of going there.
But
that's why I don't understand why at the last minute I went.
But buying condoms is not talk.
I know that. But I did not intend on going there until the last minute I wound up going. To this day, I don't understand why I did. That's what bothers me.
Maybe
I can't defend something that I did wrong.
Here's the thing that Lorne doesn't understand, that, like, the whole intention argument, if you got caught talking to her and before you ever got a chance to go, then maybe you could argue intention. I mean, in Lorne's case, obviously, I doubt it because there was never any hesitation whatsoever. But, like, that whole intention thing, that's not really a relevant argument if you did do it. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get to argue your intention. If you did it, you did it. You went. Like, your intention was to go. Otherwise, that's how it works. Unless he's trying to argue that he was literally, like, in a fugue state or something, or like actual temporary insanity where he was not aware of what his actions were, then you, by definition, if you did it, you intended to do it. And then it's backed up by all of his planning to do it. He says there's no argument to make. What he doesn't realize that, like, nothing you could possibly ever say is going to make anyone think that you were not intending to do it. That's your baseline. So, like, you're not helping yourself at all. You don't make yourself look better to anybody by angrily, insisting that you didn't want to. Like, everybody already knows you wanted to. If you just admitted it, if you just were able to say, yep, I did it, I wanted to, it was a horrible mistake, like, and I've learned from it and I'll never do it again, that would go so far. His whole, like, his constant, his insecurity, like his absurd infinite levels of insecurity, I think at the core of it, it comes from that, like, that inner conflict where he's constantly denying, that he did it. And he has this, he keeps trying to, like, keep this idea of himself afloat, that he's actually a good guy who had no bad intentions and got caught up in something. But deep down, he knows that the facts contradict this. So, that insecurity is, like, he's insisting super loud that, like, his girlfriend shouldn't cheat on him and they should treat him a certain way and he deserves, etc. But he knows he doesn't deserve anything. He deserves the life he's got, or, maybe a little bit worse. I don't know. But it's just that he'd be so much happier and everyone would stop fucking with him. It's just, it's like you're arguing about your intention after you already did it. That's you by definition, you can't make that argument anymore. It doesn't make him look better to anybody but maybe his mom.
Well, not maybe, I really wanted to.
No, I was saying.
I don't understand it.
Lorne, we both know the truth. You were going to have sex. You wanted to have sex with her. I mean, that's the truth.
I'm going to say that's the truth because I don't know if that's what would have happened or not. I'm glad it did not happen. I'm so fucking happy that NBC was there. After 9 months that I've been talking to you, you drilled it in my head that it's a good thing that NBC was there. I'm not going to say it's a good thing that NBC was there, but it's a good thing that the authorities were there.
Couldn't even keep it up for 1 second.
Well, maybe NBC being there made it so that another child didn't get raped.
And, like, he just made the argument that he wasn't going to do it and then immediately says, I'm glad that I got caught. It was a good thing that they were there to catch me. Like, why is that, Lorne? You were just going there to check up on her, I thought. This was your argument seconds ago.
Because they didn't want anything to happen like that to them.
And that is probably a good thing. Bad thing is, I never intended on even talking to a 13-year-old. Why I went in an adult chat room.
Lorne,
That's what the bad thing is.
Lorne, I know that you listen to me. Listen to me. I know that you look. Think about all the things that I know about you. Let me just reason with you, okay? It's 9 months, as you've said, right? Lorne?
Yeah.
It's been 9 months. And in that 9 months, look at everything I have learned about you. And I'm still here. But look at everything I've learned about you. I've learned that there was some kind of theft from some old people. I've learned that you get drunk and are abusive. I mean, I've learned that in the call, I learned that you cursed out a boss. I mean, look at all of the bad stuff that I have learned about you, and I'm still here. And I want you, I really do, Lorne. I really do. I just want you to be honest with me. Because here's the thing. I already...
You are the first person that I have ever been completely honest with.
Lorne, calm down. Listen.
That's not a good thing, buddy.
Lorne.
I have never told anybody everything that was in my head.
Lorne.
I am not lying to you about what I am telling you.
Lorne, I do think that somewhere in your mind that I want to say that in your mind, I think that you were so devastated by how
You got caught.
your siblings had treated you. And you were so upset. And you were looking for love, and a part of love is sex. And I do think that you had found it. I mean, it was, sadly, it was fake, but I do think that you found it. And I mean, I'm not mad. Lorne, I will not leave you for telling me that you wanted to have sex with her. I believe that that's what happened, that you wanted that. I will not leave you for that. I just want you to be honest with me, and I want you to be honest with yourself. Lorne, please stop.
I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you something I've never told anybody that I wonder in my head.
Like when you guys were kids, did your parents ever do this thing where they knew that you did something and then they went and asked you about it to gauge like if you were being honest or not? You know, where it's like, we already saw you break the window, but we're saying, do you know who broke the window? And if you say like, it was me, I'm sorry, then okay, good. Thank you for being honest. Like, I figured that shit out when I was like 12, you know, that it's better for you in the end if you're just honest about it. Like he doesn't he you know, the definition of insanity is trying the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. He just always has that little spark of hope that maybe this time they'll buy it. Like I've said this before, but I think it's the only thing keeping him alive. I think if he ever actually like, you know, became less delusional and had a realistic idea of what he was and his situation in life, I don't think he'd still be around. So, you know, it's good for us because of the content.
It makes me wonder.
What makes you wonder?
If I thought that having sex with somebody to keep somebody around so that I didn't lose love.
Wait, Lorne, are you crying?
Yes, hang on.
Okay, because I didn't hear any of what you just said.
I wonder if what I did, all the sexual stuff that I said, was a way for me to make sure I didn't lose somebody that I wanted to love me.
Yeah, 90 minutes before he started showing her his dick. Like, and if you look at the chat log, Kayla isn't even a person. Kayla is like one of those little toys that just repeats back the thing you just said in a high pitched voice. Like, she wasn't a person. She was only there to, like, say yes when he asked a question and let him build his own fantasy. Um, if you watch the Jeff Sokol investigation, the guy's trying to get Jeff to understand why what he did is wrong, which is a crazy sentence. But Jeff is like, well, she seemed like a cool person that I would like hanging out with. And the guy's like, okay, tell me something about her. And it's just like fucking silence. Like, he doesn't know anything about her. Lorne doesn't know anything about Kayla. He didn't remember anything. It didn't matter. He didn't care. He wasn't in love with her. It was literally just the idea of a fucking human female that was not running away from him. And his immediate next step is to try to fucking sexualize her and molest her. It, eh, I don't know. I'm not breaking new ground by saying that Lorne's a piece of shit and that everything he says is a lie, but these calls, it's really blatant here,
It was showing me that they cared about me because of everything that I had been through and felt like nobody cared.
All the people I fucked over kept
It's something
eventually
that I've never told any.
not giving me chances anymore.
So it passes around in my mind.
And you know that, like, by having. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So it's confusing. It's the reason why I get so confused about things.
Lauren, I mean, could it be? And I agree with what you just said. And I mean, don't feel like I'm like gonna be mad because you liked other girls before you met me, because that's like not at all me. And you know me, I'm not a jealous person or anything like that. And and I had guys that I liked and whatever. But
You did?
could it be that at that time in your life you did find what you wanted? You found the love that you wanted. You found the person that you wanted. It's just unfortunate that she happened to be, underage.
No, I didn't. No, it's
Yeah, that's absolutely not it, because he has a demonstrated pattern of seeking out people who are that age, because anybody who's older than 13 has enough life experience to be able to see right through his dumb ass. Even like the teenage girls usually can see right through him. He tried that fucking teenage girl at Walmart that he tried to offer a job to. He said this without even like understanding at all what had just happened, but he was like, yeah, I mean, I said, like, I offered her a job, and she was like, oh, my boyfriend who works in construction. Like, that was the first thing she said. And he just completely obliviously was like, why is she talking about her stupid boyfriend? Anyway, if you want to make some extra money, come to my pedophile trailer.
I didn't find what I wanted.
Oh yeah, but my point is that, I mean, I know Ramona's trying to get him to admit some stuff here, but even that is letting him off too easy. Yes, he would have had an interest in anybody that gave him attention, but come on, he clearly seeks out underage girls. That's his last level of maturity. He was when he was 12 years old. He was he was on the basketball team, and girls were going crazy over him. He was young Justin Timberlake. And so he feels like, this seems like a good level of maturity. I'm just going to stop here. And so in his mind, he thinks it's okay for him to go after 13-year-old girls because he basically is one. Come on, Lorne. Come on. Just say you like kids. You like their faces, right?
And all I found was somebody that was paying attention to me and listening to me, showing me that they cared about.
And so knew.
That's what I found, and I got lost in it.
And so, like, no, I understand. And so, like, you knew that, basically, like, having sex with her.
I thought, I lost all thought of it being underage. I knew it. I lost all thought of it, and I still knew it. That's why I'm confused about what happened. Because I knew she was underage. I still got completely lost.
He still got completely lost, and yet he had the presence of mind to remind her to delete her archives every night, and to talk about when her parents wouldn't be there, and to keep reminding her, you got to be careful about this because you know we. You too, you could get into big trouble. Your parents would yell at you, and I would go to jail, for 5 years, and just everyone would fucking find out what I am. But I'm worried about you too, baby.
But like you knew that if you had sex with her that she would never leave you and so like it was
That's part of the stuff that was going on through my mind at the time. At the same time, I still knew I didn't want to have sex with her, and I didn't, and I knew I didn't want to go there, and I never was supposed to go there until the very last minute when I went there, and I talked to her right before I went there, and told me to give one a big hug and kiss, and that, oh God.
Lorne, the reason and don't be mad at me, okay? The reason why are you crying? Oh, what's going on?
That was the last time I saw it, but
Oh. Are you okay?
yeah, I'll be all right.
Well, I was just gonna say like that the reason why I think that are you okay?
Yes. This is sad for 9 years.
Well, no, I was just gonna say that. Oh, go ahead.
Nothing. I'm just, bud.
I'm really glad that you told me that he was put with good people, though.
And again, I'm going to say this again. Lauren didn't give a fucking shit about Bud. He claims to be crying for his poor dog right now, his dog that he never let out of the house before. He didn't give a shit about him when he thought, oh, if I get arrested, what's going to happen to Bud? I hope that Bud went to good people, but I sincerely doubt it. His story about Tony saying he would pick up his truck or his dog, I don't know. I don't. And even if Bud went to Tony, I don't imagine that that was the greatest life either. I mean, we just got done listening to Lorne say that the dog's toenails keep growing super long. And guess what, Lauren? It's because you never fucking take them outside, and those poor babies have to sit in the apartment all day, like, or the trailer. Yeah, in his case he called, he's telling her about Bud, and she's like, "So where's Bud today?" And he's like, "Oh, he must have died by now." Like he must have. This you didn't look and see what happened to your beloved dog after you got out of jail, that you don't give a shit about him, dude. Like if I went to jail, I would probably try to fucking get people to put my animals on the phone for me when I called. I wouldn't, and I would certainly find out what had happened to them. I wouldn't need to wait until I was out of jail to find out whether they were alive or dead. He's crying for himself. He never cries at the parts that would actually be sad. He never cries about, man, this poor girl. Imagine what I could have done. Imagine the damage I did do to my actual victims. It's only ever crying because, man, if I hadn't gotten caught here, I could still be doing this. He feels sorry for himself, and that's it.
Damn it, TJ.
My headcanon is that Bud went to a good family and
I mean,
actually had a great life after Lauren.
I'm not mad at you or anything. I mean, I just think that you just got caught up. I mean, the reason I think that you wanted to have sex is because you found someone. You found someone who met your emotional needs, and you wanted to have sex with them. I'm not mad at that.
He found a
I'm mad at myself doing what I did.
he found a 13-year-old that he could trauma dump on. This fucking guy is this girl is trying to deal with like her second period geometry class, or her fucking bandmates, took her flute, and he's trying to tell her about how his bills are a problem, and how his family fucked him over, and just all this shit. Oh, you wake me up for my job interview tomorrow, young child. Like it's so weird because he wants a kid, but he also wants like a mommy girlfriend. And it's like, if you want a girlfriend who's gonna like coddle you and like remind you to make your bed and be a mommy girlfriend for you, then like a 13-year-old is probably not going to be a good choice for that. And if you do get a young person, like a fucking 25-year-old porn star, chances are they're not going to be happy hanging out in your trailer where the nearest civilization is half an hour away and just playing cards with your fucking horrible gorilla mom. Uh, the things that he wants are already incompatible. I mean, he would accept anything. Like, I think if he had a chance to actually lose his virginity, he would pretty much take it. Um, Although I don't know, it seems like Sue was that for him, but since she was old, she was a few years older than him, so it was unthinkable. Lorne's a catch.
No, I didn't want to go there, and I don't understand the whole thing. I don't know if I'll ever understand the whole thing. There's nothing that I can do about it. I did what I did. I can't take it back, and I wish to Christ I could, but I can't.
And I think, and I know that you wish that you could take it back and everything. But I think, to me, I think that it was just that you had this hole inside of you, right? And this whole, like, emotions and love and all that stuff. And then you met this person, their age notwithstanding, and that hole was filled. And I mean, that's why I think that, you wanted to have sex. And I mean, I'm not hounding you about that. I just don't want you to tell yourself that you didn't, only because it hurts you more. I think it hurts you more when you hide this from yourself, and when you deny this from yourself, and when you lie to yourself. I think you hurt more when you do that.
Here's another instance of a catfish actually trying to help.
I'm not lying to myself.
Listen, Lorne.
If he took this advice, it would help him
not lying to myself.
a lot,
No, I didn't want to go there. I don't understand why I did. Even when I went, I knew I didn't want to be there.
She's helping you understand, dude.
I didn't want to have sex with her. My thoughts were all confused that it was possible that I would.
Lorne, hold on a second. I gotta put my headphones in. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, hang on. Okay, can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, yeah, my headset needs to be charged.
I've never lied to you about anything. I know I had mentioned the phone calls to you before, a long time ago, and that where I would bring the CDs, the DVDs, when they come up when we met, so we could listen to what I have, what I got from the prosecutor. I never lied to you about anything, about the way that I felt, about my confusion, about not wanting to go there. I've never lied to you about any of it. I was just so confused at the time and so messed up. So much wish to God that I could take that back.
And you know how you know that when he says he wishes he could take it back, he's talking about getting caught? Because if he really felt bad, don't you think he would say, I sure wish I could take back the damage I did to my real victims, to the multiple children that I actually fucking groomed and, like, God knows what else with. It, but no, yeah, she doesn't know about those. So of course he's only sad about this one. He wishes that he hadn't got caught. He wishes that he could keep quietly grooming kids to this day because it was his favorite thing to do. It was the only thing he ever really enjoyed in his life, you know?
Can't. I did it. Can't take it back. All I can do is try to understand why I didn't. It's still hard for me to understand. I still don't understand. Part of the reason why I'm in therapy. I don't
Why?
understand how I spent my whole life protecting kids, and all of a sudden I wanted to wind up doing that.
Yeah, fucking right. What kid have you ever protected from anything, piece of shit?
But I think, and I mean, listen, I think that admitting it, and Lauren, I mean, Lauren, stop locking it out. You're putting up a barrier, okay?
Admitting what? That I wanted to have sex with her?
Listen. Lauren, don't put up a barrier. Because here's the thing. When you do that, you set yourself back and you hurt yourself.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
And so you are traumatizing yourself every single time. Not because this thing happened and you have to live with it for the rest of your life, but because when you block things out and then you hear it again, it re-traumatizes you. Just like when I hurt my ACL and I ignored it, and then I did something, I moved a little too much, or I like when I went to Niagara Falls and I did a little bit too much, and at night I would be in pain. I made life harder for myself because every single time I did too much, I re-injured myself, or it was like getting injured again. And so I think that that's what you do with a lot of things. You block things out to the point where it's quite believable that you forget and that you tell yourself certain things. And then when you're faced with it, you get re-traumatized. As opposed to being faced with it and being able to say, yeah, I know, I did X, Y, and Z, and, I'm a different person now. You get re-traumatized every single time.
It bothers me that I did it.
I think more so what bothers you is that you can't be, I don't know how to say it, like it bothers you because you, I'm trying to think how to word it, like, it bothers you because you can't make sense of it, because it sounds, you think it
It's
would
not
sound,
me. It's not me. That's what bothers me. I can't make sense out of it because it bothers me because I know that's not the person that I am. Was because I was so weak-minded and someone else was able to take over my thoughts of what I was doing.
Who? The
That was the only sense
child?
that I could make out of any of it.
what I want
That's what I went with, but I still wanted more, so I tried to find more psychology books.
Goddamn
what
those
I want you to
13-year-olds and
do
their
is
mind
I want
control.
you to come to a place. Let's proverbially hold hands because we're over the phone, and let's walk to a place where you and me, but you can be comfortable in saying, I did this. I had bad intentions. I was a different person. I am a different person. And I was a different person back then. And I think if you can arrive at that, it's tough. It is tough. Because when you are on a show like Dateline and you get caught in that moment that you get caught and you realize everything is going to come crashing down.
You know what's really weird about that moment?
What?
Like, that's when I woke up and realized, how the hell did I get here?
It's a rock bottom. And you have to hit a rock bottom. But the thing is that for you, like, I want you to be able to admit, hey, look, you know what? When you're talking to Emma, when you're talking to your probation officer, even your therapist, even your mom, you can tell them whatever the hell you want. But when you're talking to me, I want you to be able to be honest and not and being honest is not saying what's at the top of your head. It's saying those things that you have completely blocked out. Because I think that you are re-traumatizing yourself every day. And I think the key to freedom is to search inside yourself and to, even if it's just to me.
I see, I'm being honest with my therapist too, and with the class. Being as honest with them as I am with you. It's
I believe
obvious
that.
that I had bad intentions when I went there. But at the same time, I knew I didn't want to do anything. I knew I didn't want to go there, and
I think that
that's why I don't understand any of what I did. I don't understand how I got to that point.
What do you mean?
I don't understand how I got to the point of where I went there.
I think that I think that people who are vulnerable and who are predisposed to how do I say, people who are vulnerable and who are predisposed to do certain things, when the stars align in a certain way, they can be made to do anything. When you look at, well, I know you don't watch crime shows, or I don't think you watch crime shows, but when you look at crime shows and you see all these stories of doctors and I guess in some cases maybe lawyers and actors and actresses and people who are pillars of their community who murder people.
I mean, Maurice Wolin was like a cancer researcher, right? Um, the whole thing, it's kind of like, you know, when she's talking about, okay, you're saying that you regret your actions, but like, when? It's like, if you ever heard the apology calls with Joran and Wes Most, um, Joran is saying, "Oh man, my actions were disgusting," and Wes is like, "Okay, Joran, like, when did your actions start being disgusting to you? Because you were just doing it recently, and it wasn't disgusting then. Was it when you got caught?" And that's like the difference when people are going to believe you and when they're not. If you come out ahead of it and you say, like, look, I've realized that what I was doing was disgusting and I want help and I'm admitting this, then you have a chance of someone believing you. But if you hate your actions right after you get caught, it sounds like what you hate is that you got caught. And I don't know, Ramona's whole thing about like, you can get people to do anything. Like I know I'm not blaming Ramona. I understand like, she's trying to soften it so that Lorne will actually admit it. Which is I get it. It's necessary. Lorne would never like if you just put it in plain English, you wouldn't have a shot at it. But that whole that whole thing where it's like, oh well, they enticed me to do it. Like I was entrapped because like they put a 13-year-old girl in front of me, and what else was I supposed to do? It's like, well, doesn't that mean that a 13-year-old girl is enticing to you? Like I don't know about you guys, but like I could there are probably some circumstances where I would kill somebody, some extreme, very extreme circumstances. But like, I don't care. You can put me on the fucking torture wheel or whatever. There's nothing that would ever make me have sex with a 13-year-old or want to. Like, so just, I mean, if that's something that you don't want, then there's nothing that's going to trick you into doing it? Like if the bait was a 13-year-old girl, then case is closed on what you like. You know what I mean?
Or who did things that a lot of people would say are really horrible. The fact that they are a doctor doesn't make them, or a lawyer or whatever, doesn't make them any more or less likely to do those things. What you have is someone who most likely was a really good person.
What if they're a priest or a cop
And
though?
because of the way that the Jenga blocks lined up,
Commentary.
they found themselves doing something really bad. You see what I mean? So
Yeah.
And what if they had been found to continually go after young girls for a long period of time without ever changing your behavior or patterns? What would that say about a person? Yeah, fucking fake tears, piece of shit.
so I'm thinking of many cases where even judges, when you have a judge, I mean, someone who's a judge who ends up killing someone, they didn't say, hey, I'm going to go through all these years of schooling to become a judge, and I'm going to go through all the elections and everything I have to do to sit on the bench, and then I'm going to throw it away by committing a capital crime. They don't say that. Most likely they're a good person, and the stars aligned in such a way that they ended up doing something really bad. And not because they didn't want to. I mean, they wanted to at that time. It's just the way that the circumstances um, lined up.
Like if someone didn't give them deviled
Most
eggs,
likely they're a good
you
person,
know? Well, I'm a
and
good person
the
normally,
stars
but I
aligned
didn't get
in such a
eggs,
way
so
that
gotta rape a child.
they
You
ended up
gotta.
doing something really bad. And not because they didn't want to. I mean, they wanted to at that time. It's just the way that the circumstances um, lined up. And so it would probably be easier for you to admit that you killed somebody than to admit that you wanted to have sex with this child. Now, obviously, killing somebody would serve a longer prison sentence, but um, I think what's been so hard for you is the fact that you have denied certain things and blocked out certain things so much now to the point that you're confused, you get re-traumatized, and you you've ignored reality, you don't remember things because you've blocked it out, and it and you don't understand how you felt at the time. So you just kind of say, well, there were no feelings. I didn't want to do anything and whatnot. You see what I mean?
I see what you mean. I understand it, but so That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense because I knew I didn't want to go there, and I don't understand how I got turned around. How I actually went there, and how
I don't think you listened to any of that.
I don't remember going there that night.
You don't remember going?
I remember on my way there.
But you've probably.
I remember that it had been lightning in the distance. I thought it was about turning around because Bud was afraid of lightning, and I was hit under the table, and we got to a point where I walked further than what I thought it was going to be, and it took a long time for me to get to the next exit, and somewhere in between, I almost went down into the median, turn around and get on the other side of the interstate going south, go back home. I didn't know what was in the median. I went down in the bank. I didn't know what was down there, and I had a two-wheel drive truck, and I didn't want to get stuck. I was like, I'll just keep going to the next exit, and I'll turn around to the next exit and go back home.
He's back to the script now. This is all practiced.
Lorne, I want you.
I'll go over.
Lorne, this is what I want you to do, and this is what we're going to do tonight.
I've never told anybody that.
I didn't hear you. Say again.
On my way there, there was lightning in the distance. I was afraid of lightning. I always had to hit under the table whenever it lightning.
Wait, what about lightning?
It was lightning that night.
Yeah.
The distance was lightning. It was coming toward Nashville.
Again, so
I was afraid of lightning.
You remembered that your dog was scared of lightning,
under the table.
But you still went.
I almost turned around because of that.
That makes you worse. That makes you worse, dude.
Didn't want to getting to be too further than what I thought it was. And I was going to turn around the next exit. And it took a long time to get to the next exit. And in between, before I got to the next exit, I almost turned around in the median. Almost go down into the median, turned around, got back on the road, going back to Nashville. But I didn't know what was in the median because it was dark. I couldn't see. It went downhill, then back up again. I didn't know if there was anything down there, if there was water, and I didn't want to get stuck. I only had two-wheel drive, so I kept going to the next exit, and the next exit wound up being the exit that she told me to take. So I decided I was that far, so I'd go.
Lorne, this is what I want you to do. Listen to me. Because we're going to do some exercises here, and I want you to set yourself free.
He's never told anyone else. Why does this sound like he's reading it off a piece of paper?
Someone who, is from your personal life, but also someone who almost had a job doing this and helping people. How do I say it? I want you to, well, first thing I want you to do is I want you to realize that, okay, you are off the internet, so you're not, you've decided that you're going to stay off. So, any kind of like church of God bullshit that people do, you're not going to see. And that's a good thing. But,
I'll see it because I still hear about it.
No, but here's the thing, though. Every now and then you get some bullshit letter in the mail or something like that. I think that if that, and it seems like that is the only, that's the only source of this kind of stuff that you're going to hear, right? Because nobody in your family, none of your friends, nobody is going to hound you about this thing.
I believe that old Tony Farmer was known to yell, "Get in the ground!" when Lorne was over. His best friend.
And I think what would have been easier is that if in the beginning you had told me all of the things that I found out tonight and the things that I found out in stride, I think that would have been easier, because now at this point, maybe back then we wouldn't have needed to have a conversation like that. So the fact that you didn't tell me that you blocked it out, and you need to not block it out. Here's the thing. Nobody
That's
in
part of
your
the
life.
reason why I drank.
You think the thing and everything is part of the reason you drank?
Being so confused, wanting to get away.
But that is just, it's not even a Band-Aid. I mean, it's turning your head the other way. It's seeing that a lion is chewing off your leg, and instead of fighting back, or instead of trying to, well, no, I don't want to use an example, but
You cover your eyes and
think I'll
ears and
say
go,
it like
"Nothing's
that.
happening."
I'll say it's like, it's like if somebody gets gangrene, right? And let's say they have it on their pinky. And they say, well, if I just ignore it, if I just look the other way, I'll be okay. And so they just turn their head and they don't look at their pinky. Even though it has gangrene, it has an infection, they can see it, they can stop it and be okay. They decide they're going to turn their head and just look the other way. It's going to spread, and it's not going to stop spreading. And either they're going to lose a limb or two or three or four, or they're going to die. And this is what's happening here now. You're not going to die, but you have turned your head and you're suffering for it. And you will suffer, I promise you, you will suffer every day of your life that you deny things and that you make a false reality every single night. Or every single day, rather, but at night too. Do you see how that's going to happen? What?
I can make the terms with what I did.
But here's the thing. You literally have two choices. Literally.
I don't want to believe what I did. I know I did it, and that's
But here's the thing, though. You literally only have two choices. You need to come to terms with what you did and say, yes, I wanted to fuck the girl. I was fucked in the head. I wanted to fuck her. That's why I bought condoms. That's why I wanted to, that's why I drove there. That's why I did all these things. You need to come to those terms, set yourself free, or you will suffer like you're doing right now.
the problem, no.
Lorne, listen. You will suffer every single day for the rest of your life.
That is my problem, though. I did not want to go there. That's what I have a problem with. I knew I didn't want to do that stuff. I understand why I did it. It's the hardest thing to do, to understand why I did what I did.
I think that the reason why is because you had found, and here's the thing, you don't have to understand it. I understand it. Your therapists understand it. Your counselors understand it. You don't need to understand it. You just need to, and I know it's hard, Lauren. It is fucking hard as hell. But you are going to suffer every single day. Don't you want to take back your life? I mean, answer me this. Have you lived one day since the sting? You truly lived one day since the sting. Lauren,
I'm here.
have you lived one day? You know what I mean? Like, I mean, obviously you're alive, but have you truly lived one day since that sting operation?
I got my breath. That's the most important thing.
Lauren,
I'm here. I just
Stop making me
I
face
want you to
reality.
take back your life, and I'm trying to help you do it. You and I'm telling you, you are not. You're not going to take back your life without.
it bothers me that I could have done that.
But here's the thing, you
If
didn't.
I couldn't control myself with what I was saying on there, obviously I couldn't control myself going there because I went there.
But here's the thing, you did it. You had your intentions. You know what you were going to do, but you didn't do it.
I thank God every day for that.
But the problem that you are going to live with is that until you admit it, you're not going to be free. Because A, you're living a lie, and B, you're trying to convince yourself of something that deep down you know isn't true.
Come on, Lauren,
And
say
that's
it.
fucking hard.
I don't know it's not true that I didn't want to go there. I know it's true that I didn't want to go there.
There you go.
What's true, though, also is that I went there. I'm not going to say that it couldn't have happened had it not been stopped. It could have happened. Could have done something terrible.
And again, there it is. He could have done something terrible. I mean, knowing now what we do about his actual victims, we know that he absolutely already did do terrible things. So that's how you know he's not really sorry, because the sting wasn't his only crime. And like later on, there are those Tiffany calls where she gets him to understand that uh, if Kayla had been a real child, the damage was done far before he ever even showed up at the Sting house. You know, even just some of the things he said to her, some of the disgusting fucking pictures that he sent to her, um, like that is the amount of damage that can do to like a young child could be pretty intense. And we know he had those real victims that I'm sure some damage was done there. um, it's just he whenever he realizes it, though, he always loses it within a day or two. He never actually really makes progress because he never can get to the core of the issue. um, not to get too personal, but I think other people like me who maybe discovered that therapy can be useful a little later in life, you'll know that, I mean, like, you don't have to be as fucked up as Lorne, right? Everybody has uh, coping mechanisms and, defense mechanisms that you've built up that are maladaptive, or, maybe not the healthiest way of dealing with something. And, those habits get built up over a lifetime. So in order to kind of get rid of them, you have to get down to the core. It's like what Ramona was saying about gangrene. It's like It's like an infection where you can pour alcohol on the surface and it'll look better for a while, but the infection will come back unless you actually like go in there and painfully dig it out. But you have to be willing to make those changes. You have to be able to admit that you have a problem, and want to change. And Lorne can never really do either of those things. And I mean, like for most of us, these, bad habits that we have, it's stuff like using humor as a coping mechanism and deflecting instead of dealing with things, head on. It's more minor stuff like that. For Lorne, it's that he's attracted to children. Um, so it's not something that you can just kind of ignore. That's something that needs to be addressed immediately. But he can't ever admit that about himself. And he can't make that change on his own. You can't make somebody do it. It has to come from within, or else it's not going to stick. So, as hard as it is to break bad habits that are kind of minor, for Lorne, it has to be like a total change in his whole personality. So that's why it's never going to happen. But that's going to do it for me for tonight. I will do a more fun video than this next time, and we will be back soon.